What's going on? Let's talk the truth about fear. It isn't bad. Serve people, not your ego, and presence is key. All that plus our quote of the day. Stay tuned.
She's here to shine a light, meet newbies touching lives, create community.
Your passion set on fire, energy sends you higher.
Dreams are reality.
Just Jamie.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Just Jamie. This is for my sassy gang, all my girlies. Okay, fear, the truth about fear. Let's talk about it because fear has a bad connotation. And our first topic, fear is not bad. How many of you guys feel like fear is a bad thing? When you feel fear, you feel negative about it, you feel bad about it, you are labeling yourself for having the fear. Hey, what's going on, Tawny? Thank you for tuning in. One of my sassy girls doing her best with the sassy technique, out there killing it and glowing up, getting in alignment. Speaking of alignment, I went to the chiropractor today, you guys, and like a whole new world. Y'all see me in the gym. I lift really heavy. I do a lot. I'm very active and that's all great. But sometimes you just need an alignment. And not only am I doing it spiritually, I'm doing it physically. So I went and got adjusted today. Just like you got to adjust your attitude, adjust your mindset, let the chiropractor adjust your bones because I am aligned and I don't know what to do with myself. I've been dealing with pain, especially in the side and one of my hips. I was just feeling crooked. But it's kind of the same thing, right? I'm dealing with physical pain that I can feel. I'm out of alignment. Anytime that you're in pain and it's something that you can feel because it's coming up, you're out of alignment. So we'll just have that for a little analogy of the day. But yes, the truth about fear. This is something I really wanted to share because this is my opinion. And I believe it to be some kind of fact, but you guys can tell me. Sometimes I feel like we give fear such a bad connotation. In religion, it's like, don't let the enemy put fear in your life, or if you're scared of this, fear, fear, fear. But what if we could approach fear from a space of neutrality? It's not good. It's not bad. It is an indicator. Okay, so if you can simply feel neutral about it, it will allow you to look at the thing and not label it as good or bad. When we label things as good or bad, our mind, our body starts to take us down that road. So this is good, this is good, this is good means this is the only way it should be. This is bad, stay away from that. But why stay away from your fear when it's an indicator? Joy is an indicator. When you're excited, the good thing to do is let that roll through you, right? So why, when it comes to fear, we give it this negative connotation and make it a bad thing? It's something that we can work with. It will tell us where we're at, what's going on with us, how we feel about things. It gives us a chance to examine and explore our thoughts in that moment. It also gives us a chance to ask ourselves more questions about why we feel that way. It doesn't have to be bad that you feel like that. It can just be. And so giving yourself the freedom to not feel negatively about your fear opens up so much more space for you to ask questions about your fear, for you to inquire about that inner indicator that is going off and letting you know something so you can start doing a little bit of your work and transmute that. Some people always ask me, especially because I do a lot of hosting, I do a lot of interviewing. I hop on the internet and run my mouth and people are like, you're just so good at it. You're never nervous. You just da da da. And I have to stop people and tell them I am nervous and fearful every single time I press go live. I don't care if it's a test, if I'm just on my YouTube page, if I'm working for a big company, if I'm interviewing live, no matter what it is, I still feel fear. I still feel nervous. I still have that within me. But because I don't look at the feeling that I feel in my body as negative, it allows me to be like, oh, you're just a little nervous, girl. I can look at it for what it is. It's an indicator. Like, okay, take a deep breath. Do you have your intro? You got your intro. You got your questions or whatever it is. You know what you're doing. It's okay to be nervous. Let's go. Because what that allows me to do when I don't label fear as good or bad and I stay neutral about it, it allows me just to see that the body is going to go on through what it goes through and it's going to feel the way it feels. I can step outside of it and look at it, and I'm able to function and perform well in spite of it. So I can let the fear and the nerves, they can run. It's all good. I see you. You can run and I'm going to run too. Because I'm not looking at it like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this isn't my profession. Oh, fear. Maybe I'm going to mess up. Maybe I am going to mess up. But what does the feeling of fear have to do with it? It is simply an indicator for you to go ahead and look at, examine. It's neutral. It's not good or bad. You don't have to label it as something, because once you do that, oh, I'm nervous. That must mean this. That's so bad. I shouldn't have fear. Da, 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 da. Then how do you think I'm going to show up? I'm going to be fearful. It's because now I've allowed it to not only run through my body and feel it in my body, but now I've connected it to my emotions and my psyche. So now we're just letting the fear get bigger, and we think fear isn't good. So now I got this big bad thing running through me when I could have just been like, oh, okay, like it's cool, nervous, breathe, cool, yeah. But I'm here. I feel that. I feel the tummy. I feel that, And so that was just one example I wanted to give you guys. Pop an emoji in the chat if you have been scarred and you've let fear kind of run your life. Did you, when you were feeling nervous and fearful about something, did you not apply for the job? Did you not speak up? Did you not raise your hand and say the thing? Did you not walk up to the guy? Did you not quit the job, leave when you label fear as bad, you put yourself in a bad position when really it can just be neutral. So just wanted to share that. That was topic number 1. Topic number 2, serve people, not your ego. So before we go into topic number 2, let me go to the comments. Tawny, I really needed to hear this today. I have so much on my plate. I really have to step aside from my fear and look at it objectively. Yeah, step on outside of your fear. We have bodies. Our bodies have feelings. These feelings are simply indicators. They're not these monstrous things that need to be telling us all this stuff. 9 times out of 10, you got this. Take your deep breath. Look at the fear with neutrality. It's not good. It's not bad. And go on and move through and do the thing. Because when you lean into it as bad and you exasperate that feeling as something negative, so many negative things and thoughts and feelings and fears and come with it. And then it influences whatever it is that you're about to do, whether it's your decision you're scared to make, you're afraid to approach somebody. We don't need to do all that. But we've been taught that fear is bad. It's not bad. It's just an indicator. Number 2, serve people, not your ego. This is a really big one. So I just gave you guys an example of, people see me come on here and talk and they're like, oh my God, you're not even scared. You're not even nervous. I'm like, no, I'm nervous every time, but I just breathe through it. And another thing that helps me is it's serving people, not your ego. When you're serving people, what is there to be scared of? My intention here is to share what I know. When I get nuggets and moments and things that I feel like helped me, I want to share and help you. If I was coming up here to, oh, I hope they think I'm cute. Oh, do they like my voice? Oh, how many views am I going to get? Am I going to get likes? Are people commenting? That's my ego. That's a lot. Would I even be able to speak? How do I even speak with all of that going on if I'm worried about all of those other things? That is scary because not everybody's going to think I'm cute. Not everybody's going to like my voice. And this might get 2 views. I might not get no likes. What then? Oh, I was so scared to do that. I'm so in fear. I shouldn't have did it. And maybe I'm not good at this. No, I'm here to serve people. And you can never go wrong with serving people. What do I have to be afraid of? I'm giving. Giving is not a big, bad, scary thing to do. This is something of service. And this is what matters. Not my ego, not what I need y'all to think of me or what I need. This doesn't have anything to do with me. So that kind of takes the fear right out of it, because what are you afraid of if you're genuinely just giving? It's okay if you don't like it. It was an offering. If I make you a plate of food, and you want to have a bite or you don't. The whole thing was I wanted to make this for you. I wanted to give it to you. And that's it. That's as far as my job goes. So if I can stay out of the ego without all that other stuff, it doesn't make the thing so big, so scary, and so something that I need to be afraid of and live in fear about and wonder about, and then get off this and wonder this and fear. Like, we don't need to do all that. Serve people in all things, not your ego. It'll allow you to show up fearlessly because you're just being given. Giving. I feel like that's how kids are. Like, you want to play with my toy? You want to, they're just so just like, whatever. You know what I mean? We can keep that same energy, okay? So if that makes sense to you, let me know. If what I'm saying is altering your view on fear, let me know. Let me know some of the things that have caught you guys up, or some of the things that you have kept yourself from because you were afraid. Share with me in the comments. And the last topic I wanted to share with you guys is presence is key. When you have all of this stuff running in the background, do I look good? Am I okay? Do they like me? Am I, I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of being abandoned. I'm afraid. When you got all that running in the background, how can you even see what's in front of you? You miss so much because life is happening in moments like this. Go left, say hi, take a deep breath, call this person. Oh, I thought of them, text. This is how life is happening. If all you're thinking about is, oh my God, are they looking at me? Oh my God, it's fear. And oh, I'm afraid to go into here. Oh, what will they think of me if I do this? Oh, I'm scared to say that because I don't want people to, fear. If you got all that, when you got all that fear going on, you also have to have another part of you that's keeping you safe. And that's a whole nother voice. So while you're afraid if they're looking at you, this other voice is telling you, oh, well, it doesn't matter if they're looking at you because, well, look at them. And then you start judging. And do you know what I'm saying? That's just too much noise. How can you be present when you're walking in fear, talking in fear, and then trying to coddle yourself out of the fear all at the same time? This is why we're not breathing deeply. This is why our butt cheeks are tight. Okay? This is why we feel tense and stressed and overwhelmed, because we're just trying to uphold all of this stuff, mostly in our brain. And for what? Because fear is bad. And when we feel fear, we start getting down on ourselves and saying all of these negative things, as opposed to simply finding the neutrality in it and being like, oh, okay, fear. I'm a little nervous. I'm scared. Okay, I see that. Well, why are you scared, girl? Oh, because this is your first time doing it? Well, there's a first time for everything, right? Isn't that how you would talk to a child? If a child came up to you and was like, I'm scared of the dark, you would just let them know, okay, well, let's go look at this. Turn the light off. Okay, I'm right here with you. Turn the light on. Look, there's nothing here. There's nothing to be afraid of. Let's turn it off. Do you think you see something in the dark? And you work your way through it. We would never just tell the kid, we'll never go in the dark again. Like, what? We're gentle, we're mindful, we ask questions, we're kind, we're open. Give yourself the same thing. Fear is not bad, it is neutral. And when you're serving, when we talk about serving people instead of the ego, if you're too caught up in your fear and what it is and what it ain't and being scared and all of these things, you're not receptive to the person right in front of you who might need something from you. They might need a smile, a positive word. You might have a story on your heart. They could be talking and pouring their heart out, but you're so in your head about what you're afraid of. And then the other part of your head is trying to soothe that fear. You can't even hear what's in front of you, and you miss. My daddy called. I'm about to call him when I'm done. But if you're so caught up, you miss opportunities. And that's what you don't want to do. Be present. Presence is key. When you feel the fear pop up, see it, not as good or bad, just as neutral. And really, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. And of course, I have my quote of the day, and we're going to make this fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. But does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, let me know. And then, take some time to think or see today, like, where could I have possibly sabotaged myself in the past because I was afraid? I was living in fear. I was exasperating my fear thoughts. Did you miss out on a job? Did you miss out on some money? Should you have said hello to that person? You know, these are just things so you can look at them and differentiate yourself from that. And now it's in your mind. Because if it's in your mind, next time you feel afraid, I hope you remember this and remember, oh, this isn't bad. This is just an indicator. Let me further examine. Oh, great. Tawny says it makes perfect sense. Thank you. Awesome. So that was the message I had to share with you guys. And now I'm going to do the quote of the day. So I do a lot of reading, studying. I love it. I love to learn. I love to be informed. And so I have a bunch of yummy things I wrote on these cards, and I figured with you guys, I would pick one. So let's just intuitively grab ourselves something yummy today. It's our quote of the day. I'll just say this one. Okay. This came from a class I took called Calling in the One. Love, love, love. Calling in the One by Catherine Woodard Thomas. And this was a great training about love, healing, and drawing closer to the one that you believe is designed for you. So this quote of the day says, love can only be found through the act of loving. And that's Paulo Coelho. So love can only be found through the act of loving. So that's kind of nice. And that's really simple. I don't even think it needs this long commentary. Love can only be found through the act of loving, not by being afraid. Love can't be found in fear. Trust me, I'm getting that lesson myself. I'm preaching to myself. I've had a long week, y'all, but it's been amazing. And today was just so full of the juiciest revelations of how I've been in my own way, how I've let fear dictate how I act and my emotions under certain circumstances. But this is the beauty about doing the work. It took me a little time, but taking my own advice and seeing the fear is not bad or good, but neutral, I was able to get to the bottom of why I was feeling that way. And that's where the growth happens, because you learn these things, but life is still happening. We've been through 20, 30, 40 years of life. This is a lot that we've accumulated to kind of keep ourselves together, you know? So we have to kind of, be kind with ourselves. What does I put? We have accumulated adaptations, tiny traumas, and coping mechanisms that have compounded over time. We get triggered. But what are you going to do when you get triggered? Are you going to let the trigger run your life? Are you going to sit in fear and feel sorry for yourself and talk about how unfair life is and how hard it is because this, and this happened to you? Or are you going to look at it for really what it really is and start asking yourself powerful questions so you can get powerful answers in return, and then go walk in your power? That's what we're doing, okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I just wanted to come with that quick message. Yeah, anything else? I don't think so. I had an amazing day, y'all. I'm going to have to marinate on all the goodness that was dropped in my spirit today. I'm talking about from dream life to sun up to sundown. I'm overwhelmed with the downloads. I don't know what to say. I need to marinate on it before I, regurgitate it in a particular way. But today was an absolutely beautiful day, and I expect nothing less. All of the planets went direct today. Yesterday was the last day of Mercury retrograde, and all the planets are direct until I believe it's May 16th or May 21st. Either way, all green light, everything's a go. Whatever's on your heart, get it done, do your work, show up, create the thing, go to the place, spend the money to learn or invest. Whatever it is that you want to do it now. There's nothing in your way but you. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in like usual. My sassy gang, you're the best. Soon I'm going to come up with a link for you guys so we can sassy gang together. But I also want you guys to put your notifications on, because I'm coming back maybe before then, but for sure Mondays at 4 for our after conversation for OWN TV's All the Single Ladies. And it's amazing today, guys, because we're going to have people from the show on the after discussion. So you can chat with us, you can chat with them. And it's a really positive and healthy show. This is not about how to get a man, not even my stuff. This isn't about how to get a man, how to make $100,000, how to be feminine, how to do this and that. This is about our self journey, self-awareness, how our family upbringing impacts our lives and how we move from that, our blind spots, love lessons, and things that we have learned by being individual people, women, and what we've gone through, and finding healthy ways to discuss, create community, and open our hearts and share our stories so that they benefit other people. It's great. It's been getting great feedback. I got to connect with a friend of the show, which is the executive producer today, and we're just going to keep this conversation blossoming. So if you love my content, please like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on so you can join the conversations, ask questions, give us a yes, girl, I feel you, something, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.